husbands try to take over. So if you have something to say, just say it.
Yeah. This is funny. This is exactly how my mom was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the
setup,
body
the
language,
sit,
the
the ready.
smiling. Yeah, the posture.
It's like I'm nervous, but I'm also here, so let's just do it.
But Tiara isn't as worried about me as my mom was about me.
I think she was worried at things you were gonna say.
Yeah, my mom was.
Yeah.
Remember, she almost stopped because I said something funny.
No, it was-
because of your mattress. They changed your mattress.
No, it
Yeah,
was
when
the-
I freaked out.
It was the day in the car when after church we're going home,
Oh,
and then
I was
all of
teasing
us
her.
were in the car. Your
Yeah,
dad
yeah.
was just like, she wanted to
She's
not
like,
do it,
nope. And then she did it. And it was awesome.
and then your dad started banging the table.
Yeah.
Is that not good?
He just picks up, and then Isaiah has to deal with it. And then he usually takes us in the group like, "You guys making so much noise."
It's usually Sander talking really quiet.
Yeah.
So if I
That's why I'm
ask,
sitting right here so that you can hear when I do speak.
if I ask Riley a question, he just might talk and do this a lot.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's only mics that do that. So if we ask you a question, you might do it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
What is this podcast about? This podcast,
This
Not
episode, you mean?
not in general. Let's not talk about the podcast. We already did that. That's 5-minute intro, episode 00. You can scroll down and find it, leave a comment. But this episode in general is about marriage. We have people that give us topics, suggestions, and one of them was young marriage. And when Feston shared that with us, I was like, oh, it doesn't say who it is. So I have to assume. So my assumptions may be wrong, but I thought this is probably mid-30s, middle-aged woman, sad, not married, wants us to diss on young marriage because she sees people half her age. I did the mic thing. Half her age getting married, and she's like, we need to have these guys
Wait,
diss on
30,
them.
half their age.
Surprise, anonymous. We're doing the opposite. We got a listener. No, we don't got a. I don't know if you're a true listener. Anyway, if you are, show yourself. But we got Mike and Ciara married, 19 and 20, and
I was 18.
okay, 18 and 20.
Is that
And
why are you smiling so big?
they believe in young marriage, and we're gonna get into that: pros, cons, benefits, pluses, everything.
Riley might be thinking about it. We don't know.
I would love to be
Wait, 18 and 20? How old are
married.
you?
He's 21.
I'm 21. Dang it! I was
19, 21?
Oh,
I almost relived your story.
Almost.
Yeah.
Wait, really? Almost?
No, actually.
You want to tell us that story?
Let's let's move on to the
Oh,
topic.
okay. Questions. All right, so let's just introduction. If you're watching the video, the lady is Mike's. That's Ciara. That's Mike. Mike has been on here before, but we
Yeah.
didn't have video, so that's
Good thing.
Ciara Woodard, Mike Woodard. They're married, like Riley said.
Yeah.
So we thought it was wise to have married people talk about marriage instead of us single boys talk about
Yeah.
marriage, because we have opinions, but we don't have the
We
experience.
don't got nothing to back it up.
So we just all talk. So we have them
Just-
here. So I guess where do we start? I think we just start with your experience. You guys were married young. What's their story, and what are the takeaways now that you guys are getting gray hair?
Go for it.
I don't know what to start with, but on Valentine's we realized that we had spent 25 Valentines together, and I'm
old are you?
almost 40.
Were you like 11?
So the math there
Is my thing or no?
Oh.
so it's
14.
like a month
Okay.
away from being 15, which is pretty wild.
Still
Now
14.
that we have a 15-year-old.
Whoa, Zach is 15.
Pretty
That's
wild.
crazy. Well, that goes right. We're gonna talk about him. So I guess at some point it's gonna come
He
out.
told me he was really scared about this. He said he was nervous.
Yeah,
Zach was.
Oh.
So yeah,
I don't know. I guess that would be the start of our friendship / dating at 15. And Michael was 16, almost 17.
You were 14.
I was 1 month from 15. I have to reiterate that.
So
which is-
practically 1 year apart.
we're a year and a half apart.
Okay, year and a half.
2 years in
you
school.
did that math in your head.
Yeah.
Wow, your mom is proud. She listened to this one.
Go, babe.
No, I'm just listening to the story.
That's the story. Michael showed up to youth group one night wearing a T-shirt that said, "I love my youth leader's daughter," My dad was a youth leader at the time,
Oh,
although
His
Right.
youth leader?
he was his youth leader, but there was also another youth leader, and I thought that Michael was talking about the other youth leader's daughter.
oh, so you're like, oh
The
my
other
gosh,
youth leader's
Were
daughter.
you-
stop me! I'm not
Were-
the chosen
yeah,
one.
Were you sad that you thought that?
No, I had no idea.
Nope, not at all.
I
So,
didn't even know. And
Mike-
Philip, my best friend, was like, Ciara, he's definitely talking about you.
So Mike loved you before you really cared about him.
True.
Wow.
Okay. That wow was a little telling. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what you need, Riley. Just a shirt that says,
Spills it out.
yeah, it just spells it out. I'm glad you guys are sitting on the same side. Now this is fun for
It's
me and
good. I look
Isaiah.
like their child.
So just said that at 15 yards, so I don't think. Anyways, Mike, what's your side of the story then?
Why the look?
Because I feel like every time I talk to my parents, like my mom is usually the more detailed one, and then my dad's like here. My mom's like, no, go back, tell that
Yeah,
again. So
yeah.
Okay.
I want to see how your dynamic works.
Um,
How'd you
Yeah.
fall in love with me, babe?
I was so young, I don't remember. Yeah, we just started hanging out, having a lot of fun, and then I thought she was pretty, and then started dating. Talked to her dad, and then started dating.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just easy and fun, and had a good time. And then she turned 18. I was like, we should get married.
And then she was
We
like,
definitely talked about it before I turned 18 because you proposed when I turned 18.
okay, so what was that talk like between you two, like before you talked to
Because
the
that's
dad?
like 3 years of dating.
Yeah, I think the conversation started when he was heading off to school. So he graduated 2 years ahead of me.
Wow, we
in
have a
school.
graduate. Whoop, whoop.
And
Me and Mike. We share the same birthday too.
She graduated too.
Mike, let's just share this moment between you and me.
Same birthday.
Same birthday, see?
And I think we just talked about, are we going to continue this when you're in school? What does that look like? What do we want the future to look like? And
So was
just
that
started
like
talking
a-
about marriage?
Was that like a long distance kind of talk of like, are you going off to call like school?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I went
moved
for
to
a year
California.
to
Okay.
California.
Okay, so then the next question would be thoughts on long distance relationships. What are like good things about them, hard things about them? What can Riley learn from them?
I really need some application from this episode.
I would say there was a little bit of both. It was before, like we talked on the phone once a week for like an hour. Maybe.
Before you had unlimited
Maybe.
voice?
Yeah.
And-
Like,
oh.
he called
home
my home
phones.
phone on Sunday nights.
Oh, wow. Sunday night.
But we got to see each other a few times in between for breaks. And
Yeah, it wasn't that hard for us. It's easier when you're leaving because you're doing other different things. And then when you stay home, I think it's harder because all the things you used to do together, you're not doing.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of growth for me, like doing the things in the next year just on my own. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's good parts about it that, like, you're not attached, right? So you're not doing everything together all the time. So you kind of do your own
I
thing.
would say that
and you
time
had your own
apart
friends.
just solidified our own growth, like our personal growth.
So, Riley, application. Time apart?
Yeah.
Solitude
no,
growth.
You've been working since 10 to 6. I don't know,
Okay.
see you at night. It's weird, but I think we're finding ourselves through it. We're not so like I would come home from work and you just be home all day,
And then
trying to
you'd
figure out
judge
what to
me
do, get a job.
For watching your TV. You've been watching TV all day, dude? I don't have a job. What else do you want me to do? No, watch the TV?
No.
How'd I go from our marriage to.
It's Riley. Always has to come back to him.
I would say, fun fact for our marriage, we've never had cable.
Oh,
We've never had
do you have
We-
streaming services?
Yeah.
either in marriage.
Where do you think she watches, what do you
Yeah.
call it?
What is it?
Top Gun.
Top Gun Maverick. On my
They probably
Amazon
bought
account.
it. Oh.
Yes.
But what did we watch last night?
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, John Chris comedy.
Oh, the new special? I saw it on YouTube. I think I'm going to go home and watch it.
He's pretty funny.
We're laughing,
He is funny.
almost crying.
Riley wants you to tell him he's funny too. Look
You
at
are
him.
John Christ is funny.
Yeah. So I mean, Isaiah. I think we.
This was
What do you guys
Isaiah's.
wanna know?
They were the
I think
suggestion.
no. I'm just saying. I think between the four of us in our group chat, in our little group chat, we've talked about like long distance relationships and like what's hard. Should you pursue one, or should you just be like, well, it's long distance, so I'm just not gonna pursue it? What are your thoughts on that? Like, if there's a possibility of a relationship starting where it's long distance, should you pursue that, or should you be like, I'm just try and stay close to where I am and try find someone here?
Our long distance, I guess, was a little different because he wasn't moving somewhere for good.
Yeah,
He was coming home, I guess, or just going to school for a little bit.
for a little bit
Like we talked about me moving out there for school too. We just talked about a lot of
options.
options, opportunities, possibilities. I would say worth it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm looking at you,
we're
Isaiah.
married because we stuck it
You
out.
heard that? Worth it.
I don't think any of those things should
I get
be,
objections from you on these topics. That's why I asked.
I don't think any of those things should be things that like pull like, oh, I don't want to do long distance, so I'm not going to date her, or I don't know what anything
I-
like that. Like it's not like if you like the person and you want to pursue them and know them and maybe get married someday,
Yeah.
long distance is fine.
I guess like the topic that's every two people, I don't know, every two people is different. Everybody is different, so every relationship would be
One in
different.
every two people are different. Yeah.
So it
that's-
just really depends on the people.
Plus, you already knew each other before, so it's not like you're starting off.
Right.
Long
We spend a lot of
distance.
time.
So why do you think it's not good?
I'm not doing. I think from.
I was asking Isaiah.
Okay, good.
I don't think it's not good.
Wait, what?
He just changed his mind.
No, I
He
think
changed his mind. You guys have successfully done
I think-
something we've never been able to do
We have
with
never
Isaiah.
done it ever. This guy
Ever.
is
We've never
stubborn
been
like
able
a
to change
mule.
Isaiah's mind on anything, and you guys have done it in 20 seconds.
I think the only
Wow.
reason it would be bad is if you're starting off your relationship long distance,
Why?
because it's like you don't get to know them. It's like your relationship starts, and you're just like you're not together.
Okay, let's say you meet some girl and you're going to Wyoming youth camp and you meet this great leader, but she goes somewhere else.
Oh my goodness.
And then
this
you
is
come
fun.
back to where you're
I like
from.
it.
Then it's not like you shouldn't pursue it.
I think it probably depends on a case to case basis, but I would say probably not.
You said
So they're
case,
not-
case to case?
They're not worth
Yes,
it.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you say kiss?
Yeah.
It's a case to kiss.
Okay. But yeah,
Kiss to kiss.
that's what I heard. I'm like, okay, Isaiah, you didn't just say that, but
So
Can't put
do you
it
think
past
the
you.
only people you can date are people that are close to you
No, I think
physically?
Get close to me. Let's date.
see the weirdness I have to deal with every day.
Can I trade?
I don't know if you want to swap with your wife too. So
I just want to trade chairs.
With
Where are you
me?
going?
Oh.
My
I like
chair?
this chair.
Oh, you don't like it?
Yeah, trade me.
With you? Wait, what about my headset?
No, it's fine. No, just
swap
trade.
your
No,
chair
just trade
around?
the chair.
you can just swap the chair. It
God.
doesn't matter the headset.
Are you stalling?
What's happening?
Are you buying time?
Wait,
No, I
what
don't-
chair do I? Wasn't I in that one? Oh, okay. Got it.
I don't think we're cutting anything out of this.
that was
I love the chaos.
Oh man, this is sick.
Oh yes.
They're short.
My shorts.
Shorter.
I mean, you can carry your mic if you want.
You can do what?
Hold it like a
Mm,
microphone.
Wait,
No, I'm fine. I
Okay.
just didn't like being like all the way back here.
Mm.
So,
What do you mean? Oh,
Now you're not taller than me.
we did this all for 15 minutes before we started.
Oh, I don't think that one goes down any further. So,
Do you want this one?
No,
do you want to trade?
I'm great.
Okay.
all right.
Okay, wait. So, do you think that wouldn't work?
I think for me probably not.
Why?
I don't know if it would work for any like. I don't know. It's just the idea I have in my head, I guess.
Is your love language physical touch?
I don't think so.
It doesn't all have to revolve around that.
Well,
just
why
to be
would you
together.
not want to be close?
Yeah, I
Or
can
why
see
would-
where he's coming from in the sense of like reading someone and body language.
Because it's like
being
you don't
such
get to
a
know
big
them as like if you're getting to know someone just over the
Text?
phone. or
Well, you guys
text.
have text. Like we didn't.
Like I
have
feel like
We have
that,
FaceTime. We have
Yeah, that's
Skype.
Hey, let's FT,
Text used
baby.
to cost 35 cents per text. So
Yeah,
We did
see?
not text.
Now you can just get on Wi-Fi. FaceTime.
Cellular that.
I feel like it's different because you get
Wi-Fi
getting
and
to know
cellular are
someone
two different things, Riley.
in
I know, I have
person
both.
is different than getting to know
Okay.
someone
Wow,
online.
you're so special.
Right, Feston?
Wait, what?
Two different things in
Yeah.
person. Is that what you said?
No, but yeah.
I didn't hear what you said. That's why.
I said I think it's different getting to know someone in person than it is.
I mean, unless you're like, I want to be close to you to read your mind, like read your mind or like read every micro expression on your face to like get to know you, then I would say yes. But
I mean, you do online dating, or you have done, so I think that's a little different for you.
I mean, yeah, it's not just like a little different for me, but I just think like I don't know. It's just you have to like be open to possibilities and explore what's available and see if God has someone out there for you. You can't. I just think I don't want to limit myself to like here. What if I end up in France? And then someone's like,
I heard France is
"Bonjour,"
beautiful.
and then someone's like, "Bonjour, Festin." I'm like, "Ooh, gay. Here's a ring." See,
That
so
fast?
All it takes.
yeah, like 2 seconds, like, oh my gosh, here's a ring. I bought it already. I didn't know your finger size, but I already have it.
yeah,
Like
I don't know
Cinderella,
about
if
that.
the
Long
ring
distance
fit.
relationships are different than getting married because somebody says bond.
Hey, it's just the accent. It's just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I love you too.
I love
don't
your
know
high
what
standards.
I don't know.
Standards are so high.
I don't know what bonjour means, but yeah, I think it means I
Destin
love you
has,
too.
or Isaiah's
Bonjour means
family
hello.
and friend.
I think it means get away.
That's good. Anyways,
Well, I'll say, with long distance, you have to learn communication pretty quick.
Isaiah needs
And
to
you
learn
have to,
communication.
and then you'll realize if you're good
Maybe he
at
needs
communicating
long
or if you need
distance.
work at communicating. So it tests that.
So who is
That's
the bad
actually-
communicator between you two? Because Riley thinks I'm a bad communicator because I never answer his phone. Like it's like
He only wants text.
he wants to call me and say, "What did you have for lunch?" I'm not doing that.
Hey.
Just text me that.
Checking in.
We're both pretty good communicators.
Is that something that's natural, or did it take time?
It takes time.
Same.
Because you don't, it's not about what you want to say. It's, are they going to hear what you're trying to communicate? So it's not,
Yeah.
hey, I need you to know this fact and I'm right. It's more of, we need to have a conversation.
Finger
What do you
pointing at
think?
it Riley
And then
right now.
How do I know, how do I know what you think about something and what I think about something? And then communicating in a way where you both understand each other, and then you can decide if you're going to go one way or the other.
Okay, so well then that would be a segue into like what you guys learned from like getting married young, and then now you like, because I think every year is like a year of like learning about the other person and growing and learning and then growing and learning and growing. So since you guys have been married, combine all of us more than us. Like I'm 25, 21, 21.
20.
Oh, baby. But yeah, lessons and whatever wisdom you've gathered throughout the years.
I think we just found the right one
Ooh.
early.
Wow.
And then-
Thanks, Mike.
That's
Lucky.
all.
Lucky you, Mike.
It's a lot of work. I mean, it's not,
To find the right one?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's
I need
not
to work
just,
harder then.
It's not just you find one and you're like, oh, that's it. And then it's no work after that. It's a lot of work keeping communication up and loving each other and going through tough times. I mean, we both have, I remember that time when you got really sick. I mean, there was times when she was like physically struggling to like get out of bed and things like that.
Yeah.
She'd walk and her leg would go numb and she'd drag it behind her. It was kind of funny, but super sad.
So sad.
But yeah, and working through that, and then you had to change your whole diet, and there's a lot of things that we had to communicate on that. But you choose every day: am I going to love this person, or am I going to be selfish? But I don't think that changes if you get married young or older.
Right. I would say getting married young gave us opportunity to grow up together, though. The things that we were learning and growing in, we got to do together. It wasn't like I had a way of doing things and then you had a way of doing things. We just kind of figured out how to do things together because
Yeah.
we were so young. So that was one of our benefits, I think.
And we had no money, so that was, you just figure things out.
Yeah.
You have to be creative.
Okay, so on the money thing, like I've talked to some people and they're like, until you're financially stable, don't pursue a relationship. What are your thoughts on that?
Are you willing to work?
More money, more
Yeah,
problems.
you could go a few different ways in that. Like, is that because of a discipline that you have? Then I would say you weren't ready to date. Is it because you're going on a mission trip? I don't know. It just probably depends on why you're in an unstable place.
No, I'm like no, like I think the point was until you're financially stable,
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
like
right? It can
you're
mean
able to
something.
provide for the next person, then you should not pursue a relationship.
Ask me how much I made at our first job.
Mike, how much did you make on your first job?
I made
Put it
$9 an
Riley
hour.
right there.
I made 18,000 a year, and I was a youth pastor. That was $9 an hour for 40 hours, but I worked probably 80 to 100 hours a week. So I mean, we made no money.
That's when you were first married?
Yeah,
Well, I also got my real estate license then, though.
yeah.
Dang, you have a real estate license?
I don't have it anymore. It's just on ice. That's what they call it when you don't like.
It's on ice.
keep it.
Riley loves that word. He's a Trump supporter, so he loves that word.
ICE is coming to Hawaii. They're going to go to Ross and catch them all. Okay.
Not to get political, but yes.
So yeah, we didn't make a lot of money. You just kind of figure it out.
Yeah. So, like, would you say then, if you're willing to work hard, if you're willing to get a job, and like, you're willing to provide, and you're willing to do all the necessary things to get to that point, then you can pursue a relationship.
Yeah, I don't
I-
think. Go ahead.
Well, I think it would be if you're willing to be selfless, can you pursue something else? Because you're choosing to put someone else above yourself in a relationship.
Yeah, I
If you're
think
willing to do that,
it has less to do about how set you are and how
Yeah, I
more
guess
about
that's the word, like
what you're-
set. Yeah, you set. Like,
what
yeah.
you're willing to do.
who are
Right.
you willing to be? What are you willing to do? Yeah.
Yeah, because everything changes.
Willing to be an assassin.
You're
Well,
gonna
we're
be
both very different people than we were when we got married at 18 and 20. And I think being willing to grow with each other and to appreciate the growth in each other has kept us together.
What are your thoughts about, like, what are the negatives of getting married young?
I want to get married young, so I don't really have like an objection to it. I think
What do you think people say?
I think people say, like, I think the argument would be like, you're not really mature.
They would
Your
say
brain
frontal
isn't
lobe
developed.
is not
Yeah.
developed.
Okay,
We've heard-
yeah, so let's take that all the way down. So we shouldn't vote at 18. We shouldn't.
If you're sitting right next to Riley, then he's going to agree with every statement you're about to
Right.
say right now.
I mean, we also, I mean, not even that, like being political, but we encourage 18-year-olds to go out and go spend a whole bunch of money, go to college, come up with a plan for the rest of your life. You're 18, so you got to have a plan for the rest of your life, and then you have to pursue that the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And we're okay with that, or culture's okay with that, but they're not okay with us doing that in a relationship. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I think the age thing is weird though because we were definitely more mature than friends our age.
Absolutely.
Wow.
In the sense of like making like smart decisions and like choosing things that I don't know. I guess it wasn't the norm.
So you guys were better than your peers.
Yeah, we were like Sander in this group.
Just decide.
Okay.
what
We were
you
the
wanted.
Sander of this group.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good to know.
You guys sound similar to how I see my parents' marriage because I'd never
Wait,
heard
they
my.
sound like how you see them?
Yeah, it's double sense. But
Wow.
yeah, I'd never heard my parents ever talk about being financially stable. Like, I don't think it's super normal, but I've really not seen them worried about things. And they've gone through hard things. They've gone through, I was super little, but when the market crashed, what was that, like 2008 or 2009 or something? And my dad's just out of work. They've gone through, like, my mom's parents passing away, things like that, taking in my other grandparents. And I honestly really have not seen them worried or too concerned. So there's a really genuine, simple faith that they have that I see in you guys too. Like,
Oh, thanks.
oh, so I was looking that way, but I meant at them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you guys are married, right?
Wait, we're married.
No.
We're married.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that would be one of the bigger things when you're talking about getting married young. Like, does it really make sense to be 18 and 20 and then you're a youth pastor and you make $9 an hour? Does that really make sense? Not really. But
Yeah.
can God make it work if like that's your desire and a desire from him? That's a huge thing too, because a lot of times people aren't willing either. They want something, but they're not willing to put in the work to accomplish the goal that they want. So you could be making $18 an hour, trusting in God that
I
he's
just doubled my pay.
oh look 18,000 a year. Yeah, trusting in God that he's going to make it work and following after him, because God so many times he does things that don't make sense and he could lead you through it.
So when would it be okay to get married?
People say
Like,
like 25.
Why 25?
Because that's your frontal lobe.
So
development
Festin.
thing.
Okay.
I don't think you can pinpoint an age. I think that's a hard thing that people try to do.
Yeah.
And so many people they're so different.
Well, a lot of times you'll hear they should go experience life before or something like that. What do you guys think about that?
I think this is my opinion. This is what I would love. It's like you experience someone who's like life with someone. You go do all those things with someone, and then you share those memories. Sort of just like, I mean, you can do it with your boys, but it's also just like, okay, boys, take a back seat. Like, you've been replaced right now. Yeah, I think you should. I think if you like get married, if you want to get married young, and like God has allowed you to do that, pursue that, and then you can go and live life and like do life with someone else, like with that person that God has given you, and share those memories and live like that kind of life. If you like traveling, go travel with someone. If you like growing your hair out, then go grow your hair out with someone else. If you can't grow a beard, then go not have a bearded wife with someone else. Look at him.
So when is it okay to date then?
Ooh, Isaiah. I think he's looking at you.
Should 13-year-olds be dating Isaiah? Not Isaiah, but
I'm going to go with no.
No.
that's probably
That's a
no.
hard pass.
But do you think they should be? Because you see like 10-year-olds and 10-year-olds are like
That's
walking
what
around
I-
saying
yeah.
they have girlfriends.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of young.
That is.
It's extremely young.
Okay, so let's take the extremes out. When is it okay?
I don't know.
I
Like,
thought you had a tattoo.
You thought I had a tattoo you didn't
Yeah, I
know
would
about?
Don't you have one?
That shall remain anonymous.
I think that's a yes. Usually people say that.
She has one.
Okay, anyways.
Well, I want to go back to your thing of saying you want to do life with somebody. I 100%, I have zero regrets of not doing other things. I love that we started our life together. I love that we experienced new things together. I love that we didn't come in with maybe more baggage than we maybe could have had. I just love that we got to start that together and start building our family together. And so I'll go back to that. I agree with you, Festin. I have zero regrets.
All right, Isaiah. I think the question from Riley was directed at you.
I don't know what I think the perfect age is. I don't know if there is like a perfect.
Or like a
Age
set
that would-
age, like, oh, once you reach this age, then you can.
I think
Yeah,
it-
right. What
it-
do you think?
Well, different families have different rules.
What are your
What was-
family?
what
What's
was
your
your
family
rule?
rule then?
Like 18, 21. it's
I don't
probably-
know. Probably more like 16.
So you don't know your family rules?
I mean, I don't think my family has a rule, but other families do.
Well, we're talking about your family and you.
My family, I don't know, probably 15 or 16.
We didn't ever tell Michaela or Zach an age.
But you guys talked to Zach already?
We do talk to
You guys
Michaela
have had this conversation with Zach?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What did you tell
But
him?
we've never set an age for them. We always just told them when you are
Get a
mature-
car for Zach. It's like, when you have a car.
What have we told them? We just like wanted to see their character grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to meet the person. Like
Independence, yeah.
it all.
Who is it that you
depends.
want to date? And
Yeah.
Why?
Right. Who is
I
it
guess
that
it's
you
the
want to date?
questions.
And then it starts getting more weird than just saying, "Hey, you got to wait till you're 15 or 16."
Yeah.
You just say, "Oh, who is it?" And they're like, And then you get to have real conversations.
Mm.
So it's not. I mean, that's why I struggle with what you guys are asking on the getting married young question. Is why is it a thing? Like, why are we talking about getting married young?
Well, a
Like,
listener
why-
sent in the question, and I was like, I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
But then these two boys, since they work for you, said, we talked to Mike. He has some things to say, so let's go ahead and do this thing. So
Yeah.
we're here.
Oh yeah. Feston was like, well, what can we talk about? And then I remember I asked you one time. I was like, okay. I texted the chat. Mike has a lot of things. We're gonna ask him questions, and then he's about to ask us questions. And that's what's happening.
That's how it goes.
So
Well,
yeah.
like last time he like ended up interviewing us.
Yeah, you ask Mike one question, you get 10 back.
So, because I want you guys to think about the question in less of an answer and more of like, okay, what does that mean for me? So if we say getting married young is fine and it's good, then okay, what does that mean? Does that mean when people wait longer because they haven't found the person that's bad? Or if they get married young or younger than other people, then they don't know what they're doing. I think a lot of people make decisions out of their own fears, and they say, "Oh, I was not good in this area," right? Whether it's dating or maybe they got married young and it
Maturity
didn't go
even,
well.
Like, I wasn't that mature.
Yeah. And then they're like, they try to take that and they push it on to everybody. Like, nobody should date before 18 because
Yeah.
I
Because
had a
this
bad
happened to
experience.
me. Yeah.
I hate those people that try to push their conviction on
hate
people.
people?
Yeah, like people that try to push their conviction on other people. Just like, this is how I feel, so you should do that. You do you, I do
Well,
me.
there's black and whites.
No, there's not. For
Yeah.
you, there
I
is.
think
Not
there's also
everything
the-
is a gray area.
I think it also is gray though because
What's his point?
people are sharing their experience,
I don't
and
know.
that's a valid thing what they experience. And so, but the hard thing is when they experience that, they think you're going to experience that, and it's not necessarily true. It just
Yeah.
is them sharing their experience. So I think you can take. We have a lot of conversations when we're engaged to get married at 18 and 20 that we just listen to, and then we're like, okay,
I'm not gonna take that.
that's not our story, or we don't feel that way, or we're going to see what God does with this.
That's what I do with a lot of advice. I'm just like, okay, thanks. Just
Throw it
gonna
away.
pretend I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they
Trash.
try to share good things, but
Okay, we're not talking about you, Mike.
This is all good.
Yeah, this is all good. We
But
like
I like
it.
what Michael said about not making the decisions out of
Fear.
someone's fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or someone's.
Dude, fear sucks.
what I've been learning a lot is to even walk into conversations like questions and such and not walk in with an answer and say, hey, I'm going to tell them this. But you walk in saying, I want
You look at Riley while you say that. You repeat that and just tell that to Riley
was definitely-
specifically.
Sometimes if you have friends who are so stubborn, you have to walk in that way.
No, because I
Tell you that.
a good friend of mine, because there was a hard decision we had to make about the marriage, and if it was okay for them to get engaged before or after she was 18. And I had strong feelings about it. And just talking with my friend, he was saying, well, why do you have that feeling? Why can't you just go sit and have a conversation with him and see where he's coming from? Maybe you're not seeing something. And through that conversation, I got to see Ez's heart and what his goal was. And he got to see my heart, and we got to have a conversation about it instead of like, you're going to do what I say and you're going to like it, or you're not going to marry my daughter. Like when we walk in with, hey, you need to know these things, and then there's an ultimatum for it, like, hey, this is the consequence.
Wow, I think I have a friend that does that all the time.
Really?
Like, you need to know this, and this is what you're gonna do.
Did you hear about our shirt idea? We want to make a shirt that says, I have a friend like that. That's what Feston always says.
'Cause everything you're describing right now is just like, I know someone like that.
It's Isaiah.
That's you.
But I love that about the way we walk through just even relationship with each other and relationship watching Michaela and Ezra because they're 18 and 21. getting
And Zach.
married. Well, Zach's not dating yet.
Oh, okay.
But in
Just
our,
so that's clear on the podcast.
like the story of being curious and not coming in with this has to be this way or this is always this way or like the certainty I think really robs people from
The what?
the certainty.
Like,
Oh.
yeah,
Like, this
saying
has to
things
be
in
this
certain way,
way,
like this
like,
has to
this
be
is
this way.
certain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it robs the curiosity of relationship.
Yeah.
You know, like getting to know somebody or understanding someone or building relationship off of even an experience because
Yeah. I think it just
That's
robs
your-
like fun out of any kind of exploration because like you just limited to this has to be this way, then you can't go outside of that box, and it's just like then what's the point?
and that's not coming from no rules whatsoever. It's just coming from a box of wanting to understand versus
Yeah. Like seeking to understand, then just like do it this way, and yeah.
Yeah, because we're not trying to raise great children that are just obey all the time, obviously, right? But we want to raise people who make decisions that are going to benefit them in the future,
Yeah.
right? So,
and the people around them.
and the people around them, right? Is my son going to be generous? Is my daughter going to be generous? Is like we want not them just to give money away. We want them to learn how to be generous and to love people, and then that becomes part of their character, and they take that into the rest of their life.
Yeah. So you have so many questions in your laptop. Are you gonna ask them?
Ask us.
There's no question.
There's nothing.
There's-
Just like it's just a blank thing. That's what I'm wondering where his questions are coming from or why he has this thing open.
This is
From
for
his hair.
this is
He's
for-
not even writing answers on.
He's just like,
Yeah, Riley, you should have some questions.
yeah. So what is the purpose of marriage? Why do we have it on?
Why not just go Levi and just maybe God has no plan
sometimes
for
God
you.
doesn't have a marriage plan for everyone.
Like Levi said.
Yeah.
Go, babe.
I mean, he started it from the beginning, right? He made everybody, or he made everything, and he made Adam and said, Adam, pick what you want out of all this. And he was like, I don't see anything great. And then he's like, oh, I got one more thing, right? And makes Eve. And then he's like, that's what I was thinking. Thank
was
you
an
very much. I
intentional
almost wore
gift.
that shirt.
It was an intentional.
But you
gift
all
from God,
like my
right?
shirt, so we're matching.
Yeah, sorry.
Birthdays.
No, but going your gift, like God's gift to Adam was a wife.
Yeah. And then they got to together affect the rest of the world.
Cultivate, yeah.
And I think there's certain sides to a guy and certain sides to a girl where she really calms me down a lot. And she helps me look at the world in a different
So you
way.
need someone that calms you down.
Yeah. But she makes me look at the world in a way that's less like it has to be like this and more of what's really going on in their hearts and what are they thinking and why maybe they're acting that way because something's going on. You're like, oh, I would never think that. I'd be like, that guy's
Yeah.
just an idiot and move on. That's why I love you guys, right?
Because we're just idiots and we're moving on.
Grace, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you love us because Ciara tells you, these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Don't
She's
hate.
like, there's other parts about them that.
Yeah. Thank you, Ciara.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when we got married, we sang a song
Oh,
that
wow.
talked
Are
about.
you guys going to sing? Sing
No,
for
not
us.
us to
right
sing?
now, but we
Yeah.
sang a song that
I
said,
could join.
"Give us a pure and
No,
holy passion
please.
to know and follow you." How'd the rest of it go? To know and follow hard after you, to live as your disciple in the truth, and to basically when we were
Mike,
married,
come
we're
on.
like, wait,
I know what I'm.
we can be a team. We can like
Be a team player, Mike.
glorify the Lord. We can do ministry together. We can love people together. We can be a team.
Yeah, what really drove.
Why are you
drew me-
laughing?
I'm gonna sing that at my wedding. We can be a team. We can glorify God
It
together.
wasn't that. I gotta look it up.
An original poem set to song. I read.
What I
gonna
loved
be
about
crazy.
her before we were dating or while we were dating is just how she interacted with other people around her. Right, we both helped out in the youth group. We both kind of ended up running the junior high when we were in high school, and just how she would come around the girls and love on them, and like when they left spending time with CR, you just felt so loved and taken care of, and that somebody's looking out for you, just like your mom. Kind of thing. And then, so I saw that and how she would look at the best in somebody and like expect them to be that way, like just raise them up to that. And yeah, just watching her be that way, she hasn't changed in her character over all those years. We definitely do things different than we used to. But I think the character traits that we saw in each other when we were young are things that we've both been able to like push forward in each other,
Yeah.
which has been really cool. And we've been married 20 years.
Mike.
1 year.
21, I think.
Mike, come on.
2003.
2003.
This will be 22 in November this year.
Isaiah is the math guy on the
Oh, it's Riley.
Is that
Riley's the
right?
math guy.
2003 to here. What's the
Yeah,
what's the math?
2000 what?
Were you guys born in
Yeah,
2003?
this.
Yeah, I
this
was born in
November will be
2003, December 8th.
I wasn't. I was born 2004.
What do you want me to math?
Whoa.
It's okay. We've already moved past
Do
it.
it.
So majority of our listeners, most of the youth kids, so that's the age range of like 13. It's like I want to hear Riley's voice, and then like
Oh, yes.
like from the majority is like from 13 to like 24, I think. So
What
For your
24-year-old wants
voice?
to hear?
Wait, how do you
voice?
get these stats?
it's okay. You don't have to worry about that. You know nothing. I think you should stay that way.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. So this is a question I'm gonna pose, but I'm gonna pose it opposite way. So,
Devil's
What-
advocate.
what are the qualities that people looking to date should be looking for? So, Mike, you're gonna answer for the like boys. What should they be looking for in the girls? And then Ciara, you're gonna say what the girls you think the girls should be looking for in the boys.
I'm gonna let you go first. 'cause
Oh, stall.
Stop.
I'm a gentleman.
What would I encourage the girls to look for in a guy?
Yeah.
I would say the desire to grow. I would say discipline. Trying to think, what is a good thing to look for in a guy?
Like what kind of discipline?
I would say like he's disciplined to do the things in life that will be good for him and for other people.
Like staying on a diet even when you're sick.
Hey, life gets
Like,
hard.
discipline, like,
Sometimes you
seek the
gotta
Lord.
give up on disciplines. But disciplines are good. I'm not trying to take away from that.
I would say like Michael is very disciplined, very determined, very
Mike, did you know that about yourself?
a really good
I'm
leader.
very disciplined.
A really good leader. He was easy to follow, not because he like just said what to do, but because you wanted to do what
You want to follow Mike? Everybody wants to follow Mike.
Yeah,
He's like, what's the
but I think for
the guy from?
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Most
it-
people say I'm like Mel Gibson.
Really?
Yeah,
Vivian,
especially Vivian.
Yeah. In The Patriot.
But in the movie, his name wasn't Mel Gibson. I'm asking the character's name. No,
Braveheart.
Braveheart is name.
that's
Mel Gibson,
Braveheart.
too.
That's Mel Gibson. He's the director, not.
He's in the movie. He's in both The Patriot and Braveheart.
Patriot. What's the? Is it,
You know who else is in
What
it?
are you trying to ask?
I like the
Benjamin.
guy. What's his
Benjamin-
name? Like he's
Benjamin
the
Martin.
leader. No, he was,
Yeah,
Benjamin
Benjamin
Martin.
Martin.
No, what's the?
You're thinking of
character's name?
William Wallace
What's
in
the
Benjamin-
Braveheart.
What's the character's name? I'm not talking about
No,
Braveheart.
Benjamin.
Benjamin Martin is the name of the character in The
in
Patriot.
The Patriot that Mel Gibson.
We
played.
just
Mel
watched it.
Gibson
not that long
played.
ago.
It's so good.
Oh, I meant Gladiator.
Oh,
Goodness
That's
gracious.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, but
Russell
what's his name
Crowe.
in the movie?
Maximus.
Yeah,
Decimus
because people
Meridius.
followed him. He's like a good leader. People wanted to fight for him. People
those are
wanted to die
three
for
good
him.
war movies we just touched on. But back to Ciara.
Okay, as you said all those three, I thought of three: protector, provider,
It's Isaiah.
leader.
Just
Protector,
Isaiah. Just
provider,
describing Isaiah. Wow, Isaiah. It's like a moment for you.
Not just physically, but I guess with your emotions too. Like protect a safe place
My
to
gosh.
be known.
That's Isaiah.
Protector, what
Take,
I say?
take,
Provider.
take.
Provider, willing to take the initiative to do what needs done.
Yeah, what I was gonna say for girls looking for guys, I would say somebody they can trust. And those three things are.
We trust Isaiah.
You have to talk to the guy.
You do?
looking
I know,
for-
but I was
What is
thinking
it?
about that.
Protector,
Protector, provider,
leader.
leader,
Willing to grow.
willing to grow.
Were you listening?
Got
Someone
it.
you
Yeah.
have fun with. I think it's
You
important.
can
to
have fun. I think
laugh.
girls can have
Yeah.
fun with Isaiah. It's pretty fun.
Can we make that a shirt?
Yeah. Girls gonna have fun with Isaiah.
Okay.
All right, Mike. What you got for? Let's just say you're talking to Zach, because you know sometimes I talk to Zach. He's like, I'm just waiting to get a car, dude, and then Isaiah's gonna be the chaperone on my first date. I'm like, Isaiah hasn't agreed to this yet, but
He's gonna do Jim and Panda for his first date.
We're hoping it's gonna be a double date. Hopefully Isaiah's dating by then.
that'd
Okay.
be fun.
Yes.
I like the way you think, Mike. Hopefully,
If Zach beats you to dating,
oh, that's gonna be a nightmare for everybody.
Oh shoot.
Oh, look at him, he's scared too.
Time is ticking. How old is he? 15?
He's
When does he
15.
turn 16?
and we didn't give him a date.
Oh,
like a time he could start dating.
oh man.
So he could do it tomorrow. You never know.
Kind of like when Jesus comes back, you just never know when it's gonna happen.
All right, Mike.
Anyways, what
What should like boys be looking for when they're looking for it?
Men should be looking for.
well, there you
Boys aren't ready to date. Men are.
go. Wow.
How old is a man?
Take that.
How old is a man?
Not an age. It's not an age.
Okay, Oliver, you're ready.
Get a man.
All right.
I would say that guys should look for a girl who, for one, like sees good in other people, like is not about themselves, and
Yeah.
tries to benefit everybody that they're around. So when they walk in the room, it's not all about them; it's about the people that are there. And because when you become a mom or you become a wife, like you do have to give up a lot of yourself so that the people around you can be their best. And I think what girls do really well for guys is that they look at a guy and they'll say, there's something in that guy that he doesn't see in himself, and I'm going to encourage him to be that person that he could be. Right? I see that in me. I see that in Ez. That's what Michaela does. She like, they see something in the guy that they're like, I'm going to just inspire that in them. And so yeah, a girl that inspires you to want to be
A man
better than you are.
than a boy.
Not one that you can just buy things for, or that you could lead around, or that you could even talk into doing whatever you want to do.
I know a guy. Anyways, I
I have a friend like that.
have a friend like that. Like, my credit card. You want it?
Oh shoot, $100 bill just fell out my wallet.
It's Quicksilver. It's by Capital One. You want it?
It's 1.5% cash back.
All right, Mike.
I think that's it.
So, okay. So, it doesn't matter if they love God or not.
I think that's a given. Like, there's certain people. Like, I would never flirt to convert. I don't think that's a good idea.
Bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying I'm gonna make a decision and pursue somebody who doesn't have the same goals as me.
Like, I'm like, this is my Paul moment. It's gonna convert everybody. I think it's like you Christians right now. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But I would say that for somebody who's not a Christian, I would say if you are
Looking to date.
if you're looking to date, like find somebody who has the same desires and passions as you.
Yeah.
So if
Or at least similar or complementary. Like,
Yeah.
Or willing to be complementary, I guess.
Willing is the word.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jesus is the best, and
Not Sierra?
you should all definitely not Ciara, definitely Jesus.
Jesus first.
And I think we should all pursue Jesus. But if you're not doing that, like you have a whole different set of values in
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
and it's sad.
I mean, I feel like we've gotten the most out of
Yeah.
this too. We definitely have space for more time in the future. But Isaiah, any last
Awesome.
questions?
No, I don't think so.
Isaiah has no more questions for you guys. Riley,
One time, this guy,
I said a question. I didn't say a story.
story question.
I'm-
One time, this guy said to my brother, wait, no.
One time
brother-
this guy said
my-
my brother. Wait, no.
My brother, I think is at work, like showed a picture of his family or something to this guy, and he's like, no, it wasn't even a picture. He just said he's been
We'll get-
married.
we'll
Have you guys
there.
ever seen
He
Tommy Boy
told me
and
so.
he's like trying to tell the story about the butcher? Like that's what it feels like.
Wait a second, I can't say that, but wait.
Your brother.
Your brother
Yeah,
was
yeah.
telling the story
Okay.
of his family.
Oh yeah,
This
I
guy
think he
worked-
said he's been married for like over 10 years, and the coworker goes, "Wow, same woman?" And he says, "Yeah." And he said, "How'd you do it?" "Well, you love God more than you love her."
Wait, that was a
that was his
punchline?
birth.
Yeah,
Should-
that's the point. That's
should I-
what they just said.
Oh, okay.
I
Putting-
guess to
putting
be,
God first.
To also say like it is the same physical woman, but you're growing into different people
Yeah,
all the time. So
yeah.
I'm not the same person I was 22 years ago when we got married.
But
And I think that choice
yeah.
to love each other through every season and every growth
yeah,
is because you love God first.
yeah, you're devoted to be with that person through all the changes for the better
Yeah.
because of the goal that you have and who God wants you to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And our goal, I think, in marriage was like, let our marriage be a picture of how much Jesus loves us. And so are we loving each other in a way that would show that to people around us?
Yeah, I've even thought about like why marriage is so important, why God created it, and what I thought about is just using your marriage that you have, your unity that you have to be able to serve others. You don't make it all about yourselves, but you think how can God use us to be a blessing to others? And God can still do that if you're single, or he can do it if you're married. God's not limited to your relationship status.
Yeah.
And that is comforting.
So why do you guys
Well, I
desire?
would say I think the plus, like the growth side of being married is it pushes you to growth beyond what you would push yourself to. So that whole phrase of like marriage is sanctifying or like parenthood is sanctifying, it's because you experience things that you wouldn't on your own because you're with another person. Just naturally. Selfishness, like those things, you just become very aware of your shortcomings and your selfishness because you're
You hear that, Riley?
I feel like
Be
you're
aware of
That
your
can happen with
shortcomings.
Pointing at
roommates
you,
too.
I have a roommate that is not aware of the shortcomings. They're just perfect, 10 out of 10 every time.
So why do you guys desire to be married or not? Or
I'll answer first so they don't steal my answer or say something similar, and I just be like, oh, same thing. No, I don't want to do
we
that.
all know what yours is.
Wait, you're
but
going to answer first? Okay, go ahead.
But you want a green card,
I
right?
think you all have the same reason as Festus.
Pretty much. But yeah, I think from my perspective, the way I look at it is I think like two is better than one. And like I've been to like houses where people are like good examples of marriages, and it's like they're just like they're able to serve people better. They're able to like share their life in like more ways than just like if it was just one person. So it's like there's more to give than just one person. Like Riley said, it's not limited, but it's just like more to give from when there's two people than when there's one people. So I think I like from my point, it's like I want to be with someone that I can serve others with, or like be with someone that I can like open up our home to other people and do that thing. Because what if I'm like from the examples I've seen, it's like in Malawi, it's like people are working and like the wife is at home, but she's serving people, and the guy's out at work, but he's working so that the wife can serve other people and do all these things. So that's the way I look at it. It's like you get to have a partner to do life with and serve other people with and enrich other people's lives. So I just wanted to say that so nobody's like, oh yeah, same thing. Isaiah's gonna pull, oh, same thing.
Yeah, let's see what Isaiah says.
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, exact same thing as Festus. I'm just kidding. No, I think like the idea of getting married is like to become one, and you have like a partner that you do the rest of life with, and I think that's like a cool idea to have, like a friend or a best friend that you get to spend the rest of your life with. And
Okay. Best friend? That guy is smiling way too much. I don't think I want to do my whole life with just my best friend.
I know that you don't think you should marry your best friend because you should be our best friend. That's what you told Riley.
Yes.
But
Sorry,
I
honey.
do think that
Festus is my best friend ever.
You'll find a new best friend.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm working towards.
You told me to say this.
what?
Are you trying to conspire?
See how fast he blames other people?
Okay, anyway, carry on, Isaiah.
No, I think it's a cool idea to have like a partner or a best friend that you get to do everything with and impact people's lives, or travel the world, or wherever God takes you.
Have a lot of fun together. Yeah, it's special.
Fight people together.
Fight people.
Yeah.
Two is
If
better
you-
than
Well, I
one.
Two is better than
always-
one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. In the instance of like that we're being chased or something, I always tell Michael, just go because I can't.
You think Michael's just gonna go?
Just go. Like fighting people, we wouldn't be a good team in that. Fight.
So you want Michael to go so you can fight people by yourself?
I got
You're like,
it.
don't worry, I can handle this on my own.
Better solo.
Mike, go, Mike.
You
to
should
help
probably
you,
leave.
I'm just
Be
gonna
safe.
tell you.
and go.
Run, Mike.
Let me take care of this, Mike.
Got you.
All right, Riley.
the perspective I have on marriage is they're never gonna completely like satisfy you. That's not the end goal in your marriage. When you look for that purpose in someone, it's gonna fail if you don't have the purpose of what God's put in your heart. But I think marriage is what you guys has talked about. God uses it
You guys
as
have
an
talked
example. Huh?
You guys have talked about.
Yeah, they have talked about. Yeah, they've talked about marriage and how God uses that as an example, like all the way from the Old Testament into the New Testament to the end of time, where we see like how close you can get and the unity that you have as husband and wife, and how God views his people in that way. Like he wants to be intimate with you. He wants to know you. He wants to see all the good parts, the bad parts, and he wants to lead you through that as a man should lead his wife. And how the Bible talks about like the woman is to obey her husband, and the husband is to lead his wife, even willing to give up his own life like Jesus did for us. And so, and I think God has given man and woman a desire for marriage. Like Mike talks about it, he brings it all the way back to the beginning with Adam and Eve.
Which
So,
Mike, your dad or
And
this
I
Mike?
think we're naturally
All
wired
good,
for it.
Mike.
Like you said, that lead and follow. I think a lot of people have a hard time with
yeah,
that.
they do.
Those words and those terms. But our natural desire, I think, is for a man
Yeah.
to be a leader and for us to be led. And that's not like that's not showing a weaker part of a woman. It's showing this trust and care that she has and love for her husband. Like I'm way more taken care of following Michael's lead than if I try to lead
Yeah, than
myself.
being
And so
independent.
it's like, it just makes me sad that those words get skewed, like submissiveness and that kind of thing gets skewed.
Because
in
then,
today's
yeah, because
culture.
then they look at the woman as lesser than the man.
No, I feel so blessed to be able to
Yeah.
be led and be under someone's care and shelter and
Mm-hmm.
decisions. And
But then now there's the increased desire, and I need to pursue my career. I don't want to be led by a man. Do you think I'm less than you? Do you think I'm
Yeah.
stupid?
I think that curse, like now you'll.
Do I look stupid to you? No, you do not.
Yeah, no, the curse.
I think I was once taught early in marriage that curse, that desire for your husband, is for his place. It's your desire to be in his place.
You want to call the shots.
You want to be the leader. You want to call the shots.
So
yeah.
my parents talk about that verse a lot.
Yeah.
that was a good catch. You don't want your fun find cancer, do you?
But then if you go back to it, that we're created to be that helper, it's really a sweet place
Mm-hmm.
to be. And if you just take confidence in the way God designed it, it's really special.
Yeah, I think I want it. I think I want to be married.
Don't be looking at us like that.
Here first. I
Please.
like it. I like it.
All right, so closing thoughts from you guys. Any thoughts that, like, maybe we didn't ask the question, so you didn't say them, or like an advice, anything you got to close out this episode?
I think where the whole getting married young gets like skewed and makes it weird is the verse that says, if you're
Jesus wept.
That's a great one. The verse that says, if you're burning with passion, you should just get married. Right? It's in, where is it?
Corinthians, right?
I think so.
Should be.
And
Isaac's gonna look it up.
wait, are you going to look it up in 95 NASB? Because it's
keep
way
going.
different.
I can't listen to whatever.
No, but
Didn't we?
sure, it's
Where did we
different.
talk about this? At your house?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
It's
I remember
crazy
that.
different.
It's like,
But a lot of people will say, oh, they're just getting married so they can have sex because they're younger and that's the only way they can do it to still please God and blah,
Not
blah,
the
blah.
only way you could do it.
Wait, what?
No.
premarital sex.
No. Okay, keep going. I interrupted.
I'm confused now.
I am very confused, but I think Mike, you.
No,
said
I
this
think I
one.
get you saying.
So, but a lot of, okay, so before we got married, we had some friends who got married, and then what they would say is, we just wanted to have sex, so we got married. And that was their thought, and I think a lot of older people look at them and say, oh, they just can't control themselves, they just want to get married. And from your guys' conversations and what we were just talking about, that wasn't even a part of it. I mean, I'm sure it's something you desire as well, but it's not. I just need to fulfill what I have burning inside me, and then I'll be okay. And I will just use this woman to get what I want out of her. And I think that is where the whole getting married young gets like skewed and pushed out
Yeah,
of
that's a very tainted.
where that's what a lot of people think, but it's not that. I mean, you can have a desire to say, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, and I can see that they're going to bring me up to where I want to be, and they look at the world different, and they're excited about these things that I wish I was excited about, or that I know I should be excited about, and you just get to go through life with them, learning new things. I mean, we both look at the world so much different than we used to, probably even 5 years ago, pre-COVID, after COVID. Can you say COVID on the...
You gotta bleep that
can't.
out.
I think on this podcast we have Riley's, and he's very political, so you can say whatever
Okay,
you want.
got it. But the whole world is different. We look at the world different than we used to, and we have the benefit of being married 20 years, is what I would say, instead of just we got married young, because people look down on the getting married young part. But when you say we've been married for 20 years, they're like, oh, how did
They
you
forget
do
the
that?
legacy building part, and yeah.
I don't think anybody says, oh, we got married at 18 and 20. They're like, oh, how did you do that? And then, but you say, hey, we've been married 20 plus years. They're like, man, that's so good. Like, what did you do to make that happen? And when they go to that question, it's, we wake up every morning and decide, I'm gonna love her. She's gonna love me. And that means that we have to make hard decisions. That means sometimes we have to give up what we want for what they want.
But it also knows I'm going to be cared for. I'm going to be loved. I'm going to be taken care of. Someone's got my best interests like at the forefront of their mind. It's a really sweet place to be.
Yeah.
And I think that blessing that God gave us, like be fruitful and multiply and like enjoy each other and raise a family in this world that I've given you and create a legacy and show the world what I can do. I think it's a pretty cool charge. Not
See
just
that?
the,
See how
like-
she looks at the world? Isn't that awesome?
So our daughter's getting married at 18, and we have excitement for that, the building of that legacy, that in 20 years they can say, look at what God's
We
done.
can have him on the pod.
Yeah.
In 20 years.
In 20 years, if we're still going strong.
I'm
Or
sure
here.
you will. You'll be at like,
No, that they could say in
110.
2 years, look at what God has done in our lives. Look at what God has done in 5 years. Like that, the story is He's writing it.
yeah, and as being a parent and your kids getting married young, we've had a lot of questions about that, and people disagree or they have what they think about it. And the question is, well, is he the one who can take care of her forever? And I'm like, he has all the signs that he will be. Can he do what is he the person now that he's going to be in 20 years? No, he's not. He's going to be better.
But
in
neither of
20
them
years.
are, right?
But yeah, neither of them are. But he has the characteristics to be the one that can lead her in the way that she needs to be led. So when we look at it, we're excited. But I mean,
We're excited to dance too.
we're more than just dancing. I have to give a speech. Did you know that?
But I love,
Somebody video Mike's speech. Send it to me.
I just
No,
love
we're not
that
doing that.
know what to do with my
We're just
hands.
like, we're going to be there, enjoy the moment, no phones.
No
No
phones.
phones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to say that.
See?
So.
No.
Be there, enjoy
But when
the
we bring
moment.
them up, I think the excitement for me is like they get to build that legacy. They get to watch what God does in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a different person who wants to get married younger because they're not thinking of the things that they need to accomplish in their life. Right? So it's like, oh, I have to go to school. I have to do this. And some
some
of those
people do,
things
like
are
some-
good.
yeah.
But I struggle with I have to do this before I can get married. And I know there's things that are harder that when you're married to do, but there also makes it easier in some areas. So I don't think pushing back marriage for other reasons is always the best idea. I mean, there could be some crazy things like your dad's dying and I don't know. But
Or reasons that God's called you to. I want to go do this because God's called me here.
yeah. But why couldn't they call you together?
He could, but he could call you different too.
Riley. You have something
Like
to
that. No.
say? Okay.
So airplanes have more than one seat, right? So
Yeah,
if
they
you're
have a
flying
lot.
on a mission trip.
And they've been crushing a lot these days.
On the 29th.
Wow.
Yeah.
See that one that flipped upside down?
Yeah, in Canada, it was like.
Yeah, I heard they're
in
giving
the
them each
snow.
$30,000.
Dang, I wish I was.
I
on
want
that
my
thing.
plane to crash.
That's like a fun.
I
sleight
never
of
want to be in
hand.
a plane that goes upside down.
Let's
like
fly to
that.
Canada.
If I get $30,000, like
Not worth it. No.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
Those are my thoughts.
All right. Well,
I'm
gonna-
trying to stir things up to make it
Oh.
people say that.
To keep the conversation going.
Should I leave us on a cliffhanger before I go to the bathroom?
No, please.
Okay, here
Yeah.
it is.
You can just
If
go
you
to
get
the-
married young, because I think you guys are going to experience this.
This is gonna
Us?
be
with your
lame.
daughter.
This is gonna be lame.
And I've experienced it with my sister. Should you live with your parents while you're married young, even if it's downstairs, unattached, or should you leave and be one to your wife, not with your family? That's my cliffhanger.
I don't
Choose
think
to
that's
talk
a
about it.
cliffhanger. It's just a question. You don't want a cliffhanger?
well, he's leaving now. So
Is
He
that the
doesn't want
cliff?
the answer.
Wait, should we or should Riley?
Should Riley? The question
Riley
is.
should definitely live with his parents. They're so fun.
Yeah.
I would definitely.
are you still gonna live in the tiny house when he gets married?
I'm gonna.
you-
Riley gets married and think I'm gonna be close. No, I'm gonna move all the way to the other side of the island, and then it's gonna be at my house. Like, oh, dude. Yeah, whatever.
What?
Anyways, do you guys have a question? Answer for his cliffhanger? Supposedly.
I think it depends
Okay,
on
that's a good answer.
your relationship with your family.
With your
and-
family, yeah.
Well,
I-
and with your husband and your wife or your
Yeah.
wife, like you are a family.
Yeah.
You're creating a family.
Yeah.
I guess it depends where God's calling you and what that story looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks different for everybody.
We lived downstairs from your parents for a
Yeah.
while.
We rented like an attached Ohana from our parents, which gave us opportunity to save and eventually buy a house. And
And we would probably have done that right away if we would have had that opportunity.
yeah, we didn't live with them right away.
But instead, we lived at this super sketchy place
In the
with
ghetto.
lots of crazy.
That way Sierra got her strength from Mike. Go, I'll fight this alone.
I
So
think
I was
so.
like, I won't be able to jump over that wall. Leave me here.
There's so many crazy stories of living there.
All right. Well, this is a long episode, so we'll have you guys for
Oh,
part 2.
Okay.
But can you guys tell people that listen to our show to subscribe, like, comment, whatever?
Subscribe, Campfire Podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we do think that Riley should live with his parents.
and
he
Feston,
gets
and
married.
Feston. Yeah.
With Festin?
No,
Yeah.
we didn't say that.
Goodness
Me
gracious.
and my wife and
Say any of
Festin.
that.
Sounds like
No,
a
no,
Nope.
no, I don't
holy
wanna do that.
untrinity.
One bedroom. He
I-
can sleep on the
No.
couch.
Unholy
I don't-
trinity.
I don't want to do that.
You can have your own home plate.
You can come over, then you have to leave.
Riley, the way Riley is,
Power
and then gets married to someone. Oh man, no, I don't want to deal with that.
Okay.
Anyways,
live with your parents after you get married.
No, I want to be out of there.
What,
Make
if
it-
they
we'll
wanna
cut that
move
part out.
Oh, if they want to move where I am, probably just say, "Hey, it's okay. We can, we can
You
have."
go to Mexico. You're like,
Hey,
Yes.
hey, mamacita. We can
Okay.
stay there, home slice. Let's have our own swellings, Holmes.
All right. All right.
did you say?
Let's cut this.
Don't call me Holmes. Who the heck is Holmes? I say Holmes. That's it.
Thank you guys for coming to our podcast. We had fun. I had fun chilling with you guys, talking about these things.
Thank you guys.
I think I
yeah.
have more questions for you guys.
Keep asking
than-
the questions, guys. People want to listen.
We
and
can hit the specifics after.
yeah, keep